Solana is going to 100x, and in this video I'm going to be telling you exactly why. But more specifically, we're going to be listening to ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood speak on Solana's insane roadmap for 2024. So if you're not holding any Solana, make sure to stick around till the end of the video and see what I have to say, but more importantly what Cathie has to say as well. We're also going to be analyzing the crypto market as well as Solana's behavior to see kind of what has been happening overall and what that means for its future. But before we get into all of that, guys, I do have to say that we have a very big opportunity for our biggest subscribers, which is our private Discord that you can get access to through our Patreon. And now here we will be giving you guys some alpha that we don't typically give on YouTube, such as coins that are going to 100x that we have found before anyone else. And as you guys can see here, we have already called some injective meme coins pretty consistently. So if you want some exclusive alpha, like I said, this is for our biggest subscribers that want to get the most bang for their buck, then make sure to check out our private Discord through our Patreon. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into the video. And before we actually react to Cathie Wood, let's see how the crypto market has been behaving. And as you guys can see, it is looking pretty bullish, right? Like a lot of coins are up. SEI is up 23.1% actually, like Bitcoin SV is up 12.5%. And overall, right, the crypto market is looking really good. Bitcoin is up as well. That's always good, right? 1.2%. Kava, Injective as well is up. Most of the coins are up that we usually cover, and some other coins as well. But overall, Solana's price, as you guys can see, it's sitting at $108.5, which is pretty good, pretty solid for me. And overall, for me, like I said, as long as it stays above the $100 line, it's really good for the short term. But obviously for this project, for the long term, the title is it will 100x, and I truly believe that, because when looking at the bigger picture, right, this project has been so bullish for so long, and overall I don't really see that many reasons to not believe in this project, because even though the market cap is high, right, like we all know the market cap is one of the highest, it still has a lot of room to grow because of its immense momentum, right? Like as you guys can see, from October 15th roughly, right, it has been nothing but bullish, like 300%, almost 500% to its yearly high overall. And I think it can get there soon, right? Like it can get there soon again, and it can overtake that as well. Like if you can see a lot further, like the lows are getting higher as well overall, which is always a good sign. Like here it was pretty bearish, but a small regression, a small correction is expected for a project like this, especially when the whole crypto market is pumping and there's a regression in the whole crypto market afterwards as well, right? Like the crypto market has been moving mad for this month, right? Like every coin is up like by a lot. Bonk as well, which was a Solana ecosystem meme coin for the year, right? It just went mad, and that's one of the big reasons why I think Solana has so much potential, right? Because a lot of the meme coins have been booming as well, and we are just getting started with them also. But more specifically, a big reason why a lot of coins, but more specifically Solana, has the potential that it does have is what Cathie Wood will say in this video, kind of the utility behind it. And also, yeah, like she's gonna mention Solana, so make sure to stick around till the end of the video for that, because that's huge, right? Cathie Wood mentioning Solana in this type of setting, that's always very important. And with that being said, let's check out this video and see what Cathie as well as the other guys have to say about the crypto market, about Bitcoin, and most importantly about Solana.
These ETFs, and then I want to go broad and sort of get your sense of where the market is and where crypto is going and what's happening here. But tell us about these ETFs specifically and what you're trying to do.
Yes, with our partner 21 Shares, which is the largest crypto ETP provider in the world, mainly European focused, we are launching 5 ETFs. The strategies are going to be around Bitcoin futures, Ethereum futures, one will be Bitcoin futures and cash, one will be Bitcoin futures and Ethereum futures, and then the last one will be broader Bitcoin and companies exposed to digital assets, equities.
How much of this is a dress rehearsal in your mind for a moment in which the SEC says, okay, cat's out of the bag, you can actually issue an ETF that's directly invested in Bitcoin?
Yeah, and like you already know, right, the ETF, when it does get issued, is gonna be huge for the crypto market, and I think that's part of the reason why it has been pumping a little bit right now, right? Obviously, with the Bitcoin halving as well, like, a lot of things are on the right side for the crypto market to have another bull market, and obviously it's very due for that to happen, right? The last one was in the fall of 2021, like you all know. And yeah, that's why right now is a really good time to accumulate any coin, but more specifically Solana. Guys, a time like this is not gonna happen anytime soon after this, so right now is very important that you guys do your research on coins that you think will explode, but more specifically look to credible sources to see where those coins will take place, right? And I think Solana is one of those coins, right, being mentioned by Cathie Wood, which is ARK Invest CEO, affiliated with the ETFs, gonna launch 5 ETFs as well. So like, you guys have to know where to look. Like, that's the main point overall, in my opinion.
Well, it certainly is a dress rehearsal. We think there's a place. I think these strategies will be more probably institutionally focused, and then I think the spot coin Bitcoin ETF will be perhaps more retail focused.
Is that something you want to do eventually?
A spot Bitcoin?
Yes.
Yes. What's interesting about it is, if you look at the pecking order, our filing is next in line.
No, I know you're on the list. So
yes.
the question. So let me ask you about that, because I think, and the question is actually at $36,000. Do you think that the move that we've seen in Bitcoin over the last, I don't know, what, 2 months now? How much of that is a function of sort of a pent-up demand or an anticipation that the SEC, because folks like BlackRock and Fidelity and you and others have made these applications, have this sense that it's more likely to happen now than it was a year or two ago?
Yeah,
and mind you guys, this video was pretty old, right? A month ago. So Bitcoin was at 36K back then, and we all know how that has changed. So overall, like, this is pretty old information, but you can see it in another light. Like, this is information that has become true already, right? Like, with how Bitcoin has been projected to go up ever since October, and it did just that.
And is that misguided? Is that realistic? What is that?
I think what has happened, the change, is that the SEC actually asked us questions. I think asked us questions, asked BlackRock, probably has asked a lot. Whereas before, our filings were just rejected out of hand.
Okay.
So that is movement. That is significant. And, you know, over the years, I've gotten to know the research people at the SEC, and I'm very impressed. And I was impressed by the questions they asked us, too. So,
what were the kinds of questions they asked?
A lot of them were very technical. They're all about protecting the consumer. And, you know, of course, the showstopper, at least from Gary Gensler's point of view, is he thinks Bitcoin can be manipulated. And, you know, this is a decentralized, transparent network. You can follow all the activity online. It's highly unlikely.
It had to be that, because
Yeah, and I do agree with Cathie there. Like, Bitcoin being manipulated is so unlikely, in my opinion. Like, there's so many other kind of assets that will be able to be manipulated so much easier. Like, Bitcoin is one of the safest ways that you can store your money, in my opinion. Like, obviously it does fluctuate, but it's very hard for a certain person or for a certain group of people to manipulate it per se, right? Like, it will kind of fluctuate, but it will do it on its own time. It won't fluctuate based off other people and what other people do, like, intentionally, right? That's the main point.
Understands, Cathie. He's got enough. Not many people do. A lot of people don't have enough knowledge about how it works to make an informed decision about Bitcoin. He taught at MIT so he understands that it's not a Ponzi scheme or a Beanie Baby. Right. So there has to be something else.
Well, I don't know what it is. I have wondered. There's speculation that he's interested in the Treasury Secretary position at some point. What does the Treasury Secretary do?
Protecting fiat for the government?
I mean, very focused on. I don't know. I don't understand it myself, because he definitely understands.
He understands. So there's something else.
There's something
else. Okay, but how much do you account for the move in Bitcoin as speculation on an ETF being approved? And is it a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of situation, or is it just a straight shot if, in fact, that were to come to be pass?
I am sure there is some anticipation, and there could even be a sell on the news. But the fundamentals, we put out a Bitcoin monthly piece every month, and you can see the health of the network using our on-chain metrics. The health of the network is almost as good as it gets, and it seems like this is a bull market. Sure, we'll have puts and takes. Nothing goes straight up. But I think this flight to quality, Larry Fink used that expression. We call it flight to safety. You look at what happened during the regional bank crisis. Bitcoin went from 19,000 to nearly 30,000 as the KRE, the regional bank stock index, was imploding. If you look at the bank stock index today, it is back down close to where it was in March. So when Larry might say flight to quality, which is good, it's true, we would say flight to safety, because there's no counterparty risk in Bitcoin.
And yeah, that's the main thing, right? Bitcoin has always been the more safe kind of way to invest your money out of the two, right? And that's something that Cathie is arguing, and why the ETF should be approved very soon, and whether it will be or not is another topic for another day. But in my opinion, it should be approved anytime soon, right? Like and once it does get approved, the whole crypto market will kind of flip on its head. Like, people will be making bank, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why doing your own research right now and investing right now, or looking to invest, is very important, right?
In terms of the ETF that is launching, that invests in equities related to Bitcoin, what do you think will be the better performer over, let's say, 5 years? An ETF that invests in the equity related to Bitcoin, or Bitcoin itself?
We believe Bitcoin will be the better performer longer term. But this is a diversified exposure through equities. There are companies, we're trying to find the company that is going to produce the digital wallet. That will be a very important position. Is it Coinbase? Is it Square with Cash App? Is it Robinhood? In Latin America, is it Mercado Libre or Nubank? So
how much
those
overlap is there between this ETF that invests in the equity with the holdings in some of your other ETFs like ARK Invest?
Probably the biggest overlap would be ARKF, the fintech portfolio. Yes.
You just mentioned a number of companies, all of whom have had stocks that have been challenged, including Robinhood. How do you think about those companies right now?
Well, we do think that each of them has a very good opportunity in the digital wallet space. Basically, if you think about WeChat Pay, that kind of digital wallet where all financial services take place, there's peer-to-peer interaction, there's commerce over it. We believe that the rails in the United States have been good enough, but WeChat Pay showed the way. And
yeah, WeChat Pay, they have really figured the whole thing out, and they are ahead of the US overall. In my opinion, they're a great example that should be studied, right? And I think the prototype is that platform. Now we just need to kind of make it more global, obviously, as WeChat Pay is not global. But overall, I do agree with Cathie Wood here as well.
I think we have.
But is that a one-player winner? Meaning, and by the way, Elon Musk would like to be that winner with X if he could be.
Absolutely. And I think he's got big plans. Absolutely, he started in the fintech space, and of course sold out to PayPal. So, yeah. I
mean, Cathie, on Coinbase, I used to go down and I had like 4 pages of coins and eventually it got to the point where people said there's Bitcoin and everything else. Do you think is there an application for blockchain that involves something that Bitcoin does not lead the world with? Is there something else that you'd put in here?
Sure. The reason we have focused as much on Ether, Ethereum as we have is we think, that is the smart contract network. That is the decentralized finance network.
So Bitcoin and Ether, anything beyond that?
Well, there are infrastructure players. Solana is doing a really good job. I mean, if you look...
Yeah, there's the Solana mentioned, guys. That's huge for this project, huge for this platform, and overall, right, Bitcoin and Ether are always gonna be mentioned, right? There are the top 2 kind of coins, the top 2 networks, but Solana is always gonna be mentioned. And yeah, like, that's huge. I cannot stress this enough. That's huge that she mentioned that. And even though this was a month ago, right, and you can see how much that price has changed from that mention, like obviously there has been some other stuff, well, but yeah, that's very huge for the future of Solana.
Look at Ether was faster and cheaper than Bitcoin in the day. That's how we got Ether. Solana is even faster and cost-effective than Ether. So, you know, there are infrastructure plays. We do believe Web3, digital assets. That's a big idea, actually. Digital assets with property rights.
Yeah, overall, right? Like, that's the thing. Even she mentioned Solana's efficiency and safeness. And cost effectiveness as well, right? Like, that's the main points that we have tried to stress so much on this channel.
First time ever online that we're seeing property rights.
Do you think that some bears with Bitcoin have said, okay, there will be a Bitcoin 2.0 that someone comes up with? I don't know whether there's something more perfect.
There were so many.
Is there anything more perfect? Can there be something more perfect than Bitcoin?
I think most people understand that Bitcoin is the money revolution. This is the first global.
A lot of people don't understand that because they haven't read anything about it.
Right, private, so no government oversight, digital, very important, rules-based monetary system in history. And Art Laffer, my professor, mentor, and friend, when we did our first paper on and took our first position in Bitcoin in 2015, when he understood what this was, he said, I've been waiting for this since they closed the gold window in 1971.
And yeah, that was the video for today, guys. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood. What did you guys think? Let me know all of your thoughts and more on Cathie Wood, but also on Solana and on the crypto market as a whole. Like, are you bearish on Solana? Are you bullish on Solana? And where do you think the price will go from here? How do you think the ETFs will change the overall trajectory of Solana and the whole crypto market? And overall, how much Solana are you holding? Let me know all of your thoughts and more in the comments below. As always, I love talking to you today, and peace.